As the global economy continues to pivot towards Asia, Southeast Asia has established itself as an epicentrum of economic activity and growth in the region.
Despite the high potential of the region, several challenges are rising to the surface. In the 2010s, ASEAN's economic growth began to decelerate compared to previous decades. Another major challenge that awaits in the future is the lack of labor forces within productive age. Although ASEAN has proved to be resilient amidst major financial crises, most of the ASEAN member states are still struggling either to graduate from the status of lower middle income or to escape from the middle income trap.
Selama puluhan tahun, dunia mengukur pertumbuhan ekonomi melalui perkembangan PDB atau Produk Domestik Bruto. Aspek-aspek seperti kesejahteraan, kualitas lingkungan hidup dan keadilan sosial akhirnya sering terabaikan. Saat ini telah muncul gerakan global untuk mendorong terlaksananya pertumbuhan ekonomi yang menyeluruh dan bertujuan menciptakan pertumbuhan yang berkelanjutan dengan memperhatikan kelestarian alam dan pemerataan hasil pembangunan ke seluruh masyarakat. Indonesia merupakan negara yang kaya sumber daya alam dengan pertumbuhan ekonomi yang pesat. Namun, rentan terhadap dampak perubahan iklim dan bencana alam seperti banjir dan longsor akibat kerusakan lingkungan. Indonesia menyadari pentingnya pertumbuhan ekonomi hijau yang memandang alam dan manusia sebagai modal berharga dan dapat menjadi jalan utama untuk melindungi masa depan generasi mendatang. Indonesia Green Growth Program merupakan kerjasama antara pemerintah Indonesia yang diwakili Bappenas dan Global Green Growth Institute atau 3GI untuk menjawab tantangan-tantangan ini. Bagaimana cara mendorong pertumbuhan ekonomi hijau yang lebih sistematis di Indonesia? Sebagai negara kepulauan terbesar di dunia yang terbagi dalam 34 provinsi, salah satu cara paling efektif untuk mendorong pertumbuhan ekonomi hijau dengan sistematis di Indonesia adalah dengan mengintegrasikan pertumbuhan ekonomi yang ramah lingkungan dalam proses perencanaan pembangunan di daerah, terutama dalam rencana pembangunan jangka panjang dan jangka menengah di tingkat provinsi dan kabupaten. Dengan demikian, pertumbuhan ekonomi hijau akan disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan setiap daerah dalam konteks geografis, sosial, ekonomi, dan budaya masing-masing. Program Green Growth yang didukung 3GI merancang suatu proses partisipatif khusus untuk membantu para pemangku kepentingan, termasuk badan pemerintah seperti Dinas Kehutanan, Pertambangan, Pertanian, dan Lingkungan untuk merefleksikan pembangunan daerahnya dalam konteks 5 dimensi pertumbuhan ekonomi hijau. Suatu kerangka yang dibangun bersama para pemangku kepentingan dalam tahun pertama program ini di Indonesia. Kelima dimensi tersebut adalah 1. Pertumbuhan ekonomi yang berkelanjutan dengan dampak lingkungan yang sekecil mungkin. 2. Pertumbuhan yang kokoh dalam menghadapi goncangan sosial, ekonomi, dan alam. Hal ini dapat dicapai melalui diversifikasi ekonomi, keanekaragaman tanaman untuk ketahanan pangan.
Hi everyone, meet again with me, Ryan Atalar Rifki, with a student identification number 12180101060. Have you ever heard of the blue economy and green economy? If you haven't heard of it, you are in the right video. Let's run with me here. First, we will discuss the blue economy. The concept of the blue economy was first introduced by Gunter Pauli in his book Blue Economy, A New Approach to Growth and Development, published in 1994. Pauli proposed an economic model that mimics natural system, where all resources are used sustainably and no waste is generated. This concept was later developed by foreign parties, including the World Bank and the United Nations in 2012. The United Nations Ocean Conference in Rio de Janeiro adopted the framework for action for the blue economy. The framework contains a set of principles and guidelines for implementing the blue economy at the national and international level. In Indonesia itself, it adopts the concept of blue economics in Pillar 7 of the National Marine Policy, which emphasizes on number 1 is marine space management and marine environmental protection. Number 2 is sustainable maritime economy. Number 3 is maritime culture by conducting a diplomacy strategy and actively promoting the blue economy in the international forum such as number 1 is United Nations Ocean Conference. Number 2 is ASEAN. Number 3 is COP27. Number 4 is G20 Summit in Bali. Number 5 is Indian Ocean Partnership. Then what are the objectives of the diplomacy strategy? The objectives are two. Number 1 is attract foreign investment for the development of the blue economics. Number 2 is building the international partnership for sustainable ocean management. Number 3 is increasing capacity and technology transfer in the blue economic. Number 4 is strengthen maritime law enforcement to combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated or EUU fishing. Definition of green economic. The term green economic was first used in the Blueprint for a Green Economic report published by a group of economists led by Rothstein in 2009. The report proposed a low carbon and environmentally friendly economics model. The concept of green economic was popularized by the United Nations at the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Copenhagen in 2009. In the conference, countries agreed to work together in building a global green economy. Indonesia has taken several steps to promote a green economic in its foreign policy, including number 1 is leading the coalition of small island states in calling for global action to address climate change. Is particularly vulnerable to impact of climate change, and Indonesia has been working to unite their voice in international negotiation. Number 2 is promote investment in the green economy by working to attract investment in the green economy such as renewable energy efficiency, and then sustainable forest management. Indonesia has hosted several international conferences on the green economic and has worked closely with international organizations such as the World Bank and the United Nations Development Programme or UNDP. The promote investment in the sector. Number 3 is sharing experience and best practice. Indonesia has shared its experience and best practice in developing a green economy with other countries. Indonesia is cooperated with neighbor countries in Southeast Asia, as well as with other developing countries around the world. And now in Indonesia, the concept of blue and green economic began to be adopted by Indonesia government in 2015, which was initiated by President Joko Widodo by launching the vision and mission of the Indonesian blue economy and the master plan for the acceleration and expansion of green economic implementation. These two concepts were integrated into Indonesia foreign policy in 2017. Indonesia hosted the Fourth Ocean Conference with the theme Blue Economic for Sustainable Development. Indonesia is also active in various international forums related to the blue and green economy, such as the United Nations Climate Change Conference. The blue economic and the green economic play an important role in Indonesia foreign policy. By promoting the blue economic and green economic, Indonesia strives to achieve sustainable development and improve the welfare of the people. So, you already know at a glance about the blue economic and green economic. Until you meet your friends again, bye bye.